Institute of Race Relations, in conjunction with the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom, released the findings of a poll into public perceptions of taxi use, taxi safety, crime and related violence. The report is designed to give the reader an idea of how many people use taxis, what kind of taxis are being used, and how the public perceptions are in terms of the road and the taxi safety, and of course of the degree to which taxi users have seen or experienced crime and violence. There are a number of concerns really emanating from this report, like 50% of all national respondents have witnessed or experienced some sort of taxi-related illegality. 49% of them believe that taxi drivers are a little bit aggressive. But we talk about this report now with the South African National Taxi Council, represented by Bafana Magagula, who is the Chief Strategic Manager, and he joins me now live. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for putting us on your program.
Thank you so much indeed. Let's start with this incident in KwaZulu-Natal that happened. You were not aware of it, but you were listening to a reporter there giving the details. How do you respond as SANTACO?
Well, shootings, we condemn them in the strongest possible terms. We always believe there are better ways of resolving whatever challenges that are there than using a gun. We therefore call upon the law enforcers to make sure that culprits are brought to book. And also we further extend our apologies to the public, which, is affected by what seemed to be, a sort of an ongoing violence from the taxi side.
So you call on the law enforcement agencies, of course, to do their work. But in terms of SANTACO as the council for the taxi associations, how are you going to take this matter forward? I do know that you were not aware of the incident.
Well, we do have structures in place. For instance, in KwaZulu-Natal, we have a provincial taxi council, also regional taxi councils, which will definitely be tasked to do proper investigation and make sure that this matter is brought properly forward and those responsible are formally disciplined and brought to book.
Yeah, and I believe really this particular incident is part of what this report by the Institute of Race Relations was looking into, the issue of violence within the industry. You've seen the report, your reaction to it?
Well, unfortunately, the report is so thick and we had only an hour to look at it due to the time we received it this afternoon. However, some of the things that are in the report are true, and some of them we cannot comment much because most of them are based on the perception. Unfortunately, the taxi industry, has that perception, or people have that perception about it. Whether you change or you don't change, someone will still look at you. But maybe the question is, how much has the industry changed?
You talk about things that you believe are true in the report. Maybe we can mention some of those.
Well, for instance, I saw in the report where drivers are accused of still skipping red robots and driving on yellow lanes. Some of those things are still happening, but it's not much of it. It has gone down as compared to...
But the fact that it's still happening, it still shows that the behavior has not changed.
Look, you can't change people one day and you change 100 people. We have programs in place since 2010. For instance, our Hlokomela program is definitely dealing with such programs. If you go to the taxi ranks or you go to most taxi drivers, even the fleets, because at that time you had dilapidated fleets. If you go now, you will see you've got most of the fleets there are new fleets, and every day there's a new vehicle coming into place, meaning that we are changing. I mean, we have almost 300,000 vehicles on the road, and it's not easy to just buy them, to change them in one day. And we've got approximately 300 drivers that are driving the taxis every day. And also, people should look at where do we get these drivers. We don't give birth to them. We get them from the community, and then with our programs, our academies that we have in Welcome and Hlokomela program, we're working on these drivers gradually to change their attitude. Unfortunately, some of them are already old people.
Are you worried because, Baba Magagula, there is a huge number of people who rely on the taxi industry on a daily basis? I think we're talking about, 15 million people who use this taxi on a daily basis. Yes. The fact that you're still sitting with drivers who are misbehaving, if one can say, it should be a worrying factor, more so when we look at the number of accidents that occur in the industry itself.
Look, we are worried. And that is why we have programs like the Hlokomela program, which we spend a lot of time, at taxi ranks doing our campaigns, and also going from one taxi rank to another, campaigning against safetiness and customer care, and as well as encouraging our drivers.
So what do you say to us fellow motorists? Must we just be patient and be patient with the taxi drivers on the road until something happens?
Well, not necessarily, but I'm sure if you are on the road every day, you will see that maybe out of 10 taxis, it's 2 or 1 of them that is still behaving in the manner that the drivers were behaving in the past.
All right, time constraints. We have to leave it at this. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
You're welcome.
All right, well, there you have it. Bafana Magagula is the Chief Strategic Manager at the South African National Taxi Council, SANTACO, talking to us about the report released by the South African Institute for Race Relations. We were hoping to have them in studio to talk to us about the report more, but I believe we'll rearrange again and get to understand really the findings of this report. We're taking a quick break.